Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Don't Talk to Strangers is a board game in this Steve Rhodes kind of box set Kickstarter they had. And what it is, it's going to be you're moving these kids around the city or the town, kind of like Stranger Things, hoping the aliens don't get you, which is more like X-Files or something. But you don't want the strangers in this one is not bad guys necessarily, it's aliens, and you don't want them to be able to find you. So you're trying to get your guy over to scoring places on the board by playing cards down. And it's a very simple game. You play the best card that can help you and kind of get you where you want to be. There's a little bit of strategy to it, not a ton. These are intended to be lighter games. You can play very quickly, and the artwork is the big selling point. If you like the Steve Rhodes artwork, then I think this is going to be more appealing to you. This is probably, I don't know, one of the better games in this series. I mean, there's only 3, right? So it's a little fun. It was what I didn't expect a lot from when we first sat down to play. I didn't think I was going to like it, but we actually ended up saying, hey, let's play that again, and let's go through it a little bit. There's a little bit of decisions about where you want to go on the map, where you want to be based on the cards you have. If you get to the city buses, you can move across the board rather quickly, but it's all in that card play. It's play a card, draw a card, that kind of thing, and it's going to be an aspect of that will moving around the board and scoring and how you're going to score. Then you can totally shut down the scoring of an area. It can be kind of brutal. But it's really fun, very easy game to play. It reminds me of a Halloween type game. Like, let's just put this on a table for Halloween and play a little quick filler game, and let's get people around. The artwork is cute. I think it looks good. It's very easy to teach, and you can pretty much play this with anybody. For us, it's going to be a keeper because we want to keep the box set together, and we had a lot of fun with this one. Honestly, a lot more fun than we expected to have. It's a keeper for us. Don't Talk to Strangers is a play on words because Strangers is aliens, a little small box game, as you can see. Open it up, you get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a 2-sided game board. So you'll see at the bottom here, there's a B side and down here, see B side, and you have an A side. I think it just mixes things up. They recommend the A side the first time that you play. Then you're going to have these little chits here that will be the different people that you have. You have 4 different colors that you can play as, and you have these kind of metallic looking alien ones. These are really cool, and these are little small chits. They're very small in here. They just have different kids on them. Then you're going to have your deck of cards. This will be a coin that you'll be flipping through the game to see what happens, and you'll have a deck of cards. Now the game kind of shares the same artwork in the series of games here, but you can kind of see it's a bunch of kids, school buses, aliens popping out, and not a whole lot to them. The back of them are pretty nice. They're black all the way around. You can already see they're getting kind of discolored here on the ends, but they are rounded, which is kind of nice. I like the artwork quite a bit in this. I like the way this kind of looks with the kids on the walkie-talkies, and the little aliens aren't too spooky. This kid walking home definitely has like a Stranger Things 80s feel to it. The board is colorful. Everything is very small, so the components are not very big. They're designed to be a very small game. Everybody's going to start the game with 3 cards in their hand, which your opponent cannot see. On your turn, you can do one of 2 things. You can put one of these people, these kids out in the starting location, and that's your complete action, and you're done. Or, really, everybody should start with a person out because there's not a whole lot you can do besides this, but you put your little guys out, or you can play a card from your hand. So say I wanted to play the school bus, move between any 2 school bus stops. Now the school bus stop is also here at the start spot, so I can move to another school bus spot like that. At the end of my turn, I draw up, and now I have this card in my hand. And the next person can also do the same thing. So they could maybe play this card, and they can move 1 space, and you can move through a wall. So maybe they would move up there for whatever reason, and then they would draw another card. When the stranger sighting card comes out, it's very easy. It just gets immediately discarded, and you put one of the strangers out on any of the stranger spots on the board, whatever you want to do, and they kind of block. Nobody can go through those spots now. Then you draw another card in your hand to replace that card. When all of the stranger guys are out on the board, the game will end, and you'll see who has the most points. There's also a saucer card that can come out when you do this. And then you have to flip this, and you can take any kid off the board. This way the kid would be hidden. This way you would take them off the board, but you also draw a card to replace it. So there's a few things you have to realize. If you're here, usually you only have 1 kid out on the board at a time, but if you're able to get a kid into this location, it allows you to be able to have 2 kids out on the board at a time, which helps you move them around quicker. This spot up here, if you're able to get somebody into that, allows you to have an extra card in your hand, so 4 instead of 3. The rest of these just give you victory points. At the end of the game, once all of the strangers are out, you'll take these off, count up how many points you have on the spot. Whoever has the most points is your winner of the game. It's that easy to play. On your turn, you can either put somebody out if you have the ability to put another person out, or you just play a card from your hand and do what the card says. Who should buy this game? Fans of the artwork. Let's start there, because I think that if you like the artwork, this game is going to be more appealing to you. If you're looking for a light filler, it's a draw a card, play a card type game where you're moving around the board. So it has that movement about where you can get and how these cards can best score for you as you're going through the game. A little bit of luck in it, sure, and a certain place on the board, a little bit of take that, but not much. But the artwork is going to be the selling point, because this isn't a unique game. You've seen this before, you've been there before, but this brings it together with a nice art package, a pretty fun theme, and it puts it together in a light game that you can play without a lot of rules involved. So that's going to be very appealing. I call it a good Halloween game. I think it's going to be appealing for that. So if you like that kind of parody of what's going on here, and it's appealing to you, this is one you might want to check out. For us, it's going to be a keeper.